Hey, it's Alex Roth, Reviews Editor for TechRadar, and I want to talk about the Moto X. This is a phone I like a lot, and much has changed for it since we first reviewed it in August. It's gotten a lot of updates, the price has been slashed, and its manufacturer Motorola has just been bought by Lenovo. It's now a KitKat device, so it has all those fancy new Android 4.4 features. Text messaging has been rolled into Google Hangouts, so all your conversations are in one place. There's an improved email app, quicker multitasking, and native Chromecast support, amongst a bunch of other features. Now, despite a camera update, photography is still not the Moto X's strong suit. You now have manual control over focus and exposure, but even with tweaking, I took a lot of blown out and underexposed pictures. That camera launch gesture is still really great though, and the Moto X is full of clever software tricks. It can automatically go silent when you have a meeting scheduled, it can read you your text while you're driving, and it lets you dictate responses. It doesn't know the difference between a car and a bus though, so it can make for an embarrassing moment if you don't switch that off. Then there's hands-free Google Now activation. You just say, "Okay Google Now," and it snaps to attention. Of course, every KitKat phone does this, but the Moto X is the only one that can be trained to a specific voice. The Moto X bucks the Android flagship trend by being a reasonable size. It has a 5-inch body with a 4.7-inch display, so it's just a hair bigger than an iPhone 5. I find it a lot easier to use in one hand than an HTC One, an S4, or an Nexus 5, and a lot more comfortable in my pocket. It's also a really well-built phone. It's a polycarbonate composite, which means plastic, but really dense, nice-feeling plastic. The weight is perfect, and that little dimple on the back makes it feel extra nice in your hand. Trust me, it really does. Battery life is where the Moto X truly shines. For me, most phones are at 20% when I get home. The Moto X is usually around 40. It's the only phone I use that doesn't need a trip to the charger to fix that 230 feeling. That's because it's a dual-core, not a quad-core, but you need to bust out the benchmarks or high-end games to notice a difference. The Moto X has also gotten really cheap. The price got cut in half, so the 32GB version is just $100 on Verizon and AT&T, $150 on Sprint for some reason. Off contract is $379. Best of all, the Moto Maker is now available for every carrier, not just AT&T like at launch. You can customize your phone's color, and for an extra $25, you can even get one with a wood back. It looks really cool. Finally, we have to mention that Motorola is no longer a Google company. Google sold them off to Lenovo last week. That could slow down those speedy Android updates it was enjoying and might mean an end to its Made in America status. We'll see. With all the updates and improvements to the Moto X, and despite the still inconsistent camera performance, we're bumping it up from 4 to 4.5 stars. The Moto X is a really good phone and a great deal at its current price.